So at this stage in our coding, this is what our apps looks like. You can see on our phone is looking just plain text and nothing. Now this is what we actually want it to look like. Now see this screen on your screen. This is the UI that we're going for. But presently this is what we have on the other side of the screen. So we are going to change that. Now let's go to the folder. Go to your File Explorer. Remember that app, that your Biabia Bank app, right? The app folder, the parent app folder. It's going to appear like this, as you can see on my screen. Now we are only concerned with this app folder here. This is where the resources we are looking for is. So open it up. As you said earlier, there are two files here, index and layout. Now this layout is a different ballgame entirely. We're going to talk about it later on. But what's interesting right now is this index file. Index meaning first of them, you know. So I'm going to right click on it, open with Visual Studio Code, right? Now all this code you are seeing here is what's appearing in our main app. Now let me show you something. Now see this first part there, see this part that says import, this part that is highlighted. Let me highlight it again. Yes, okay. This is part of the app. Other side are the app. Now this first part, let me break down what happens, what's happening in this screen. Now this first part here, import text and all that, is what we use to import the components we'll be using for this app. You can see first of all, you import text and view from React Native. Now these text and view components are what we are going to use to present our apps the to users to see. Now export default function, you're seeing here index. Now this export default function is telling the app to export all the things you're seeing in this place from here for users to see. That's what the export means. Now return is the actual value that is returned for the screen to see, to view. I'll give you an example. I know this code looks a bit scary for you, but don't be afraid. So I'm here to break it down for you bit by bit. Now on the first line here, on line 1, we have import text view from React Native. Now this import line you see here is actually a command to import these two things, this text and view components, right? This text and view component will really help us in the course of doing this um, mobile app React Native. Now we use text and view basically for different purposes. Now text is used when you want to write a text, because in React Native you cannot just write a plain text like you type in Microsoft Word. You have to tell the program that this particular set of texts are actually text so it can understand. The view, on the other hand, view is used to structure the document, right? It's like a container, a placeholder to hold uh, contents in a React Native. So all your content has to be in the view component. Now text and view are called components. Now everything you see here is a function, right? Everything you're seeing in your app is a function. Now this particular code that says export default function, right? This is telling you that this entire page, index page, is a function called index. That's how you define this function in the React Native. And your page has to be only one default function, which is this one, that's naturally being called when your page loads on your app. Now the return statement here is telling the app that everything in this bracket, you can see return starts from here, let me highlight it, you can see that, and closes here. Right now it tells that everything in this return statement is what's going to be displayed in the mobile app. So everything I see here is what is appearing currently in our mobile app. Okay, and I can see this particular curly bracket here. This is the closing of the function. Now the function starts here and ends here. So don't be afraid, we are going to break it down bit by bit. Now remember I told you about view and text. Now view component, you can see here, this is our view component here, is used to create a container-like structure for our index page. That's our first page of our mobile application. And see where it closes here. Now you notice one thing, you can see that when view opens here, it will close this here, the corresponding closing view tag. That's how it happened in React Native. Now there are some other times that you will not be required to close a component. Now depending on what kind of component you're using, but most of them you have to close it if you open it. Now this text, remember I told you about text, that we use text to display text in the React Native, text to open it to display text. You can see this text appearing in our app here. If we delete it, let's delete it and put something there. Let's say my name is Neka, right? And save. Save is Control S on your keyboard. So you can click on File and Save, but let's just do a shortcut Control S. Now you refresh, you can see that it has changed the text in our app, right? So don't forget, when you open a text component, you have to close it down here. Now look at something very familiar too. The text here, the view component is open here and closed there, and the view text component is inside the view component. Right? Don't let it confuse you. Just understand. I want to understand the purpose of these things. Now we're going to clean this particular part here inside the view component. We don't need it for our course. We're going to create our own style. Those ones were created for styling. We're going to create our own style. Now this is how it's supposed to look like. You see the view component, save to show the changes. Always save when you make a change to make sure it shows the changes. Now this is the view component, right? And our text component is inside. Now notice one thing now, our text is no longer in the middle of our app, it's now on the top. Now because that text I removed there was actually styling our that code I removed there was actually styling our text to appear that way. So that is that for editing the application. So what we're going to do now is we want to change this particular application, this index page, to look like this. So if you bear with me in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to show you how we're going to change it from this to this.